Okay. Welcome to the Tennishackery podcast, everyone. Happy New Year 2025. Uh, Hope everyone is doing good. Hey, Soham, how have you been? What's up with you?
Hey, Happy New Year, Tarun. Happy New Year to everybody who's listening or watching us. It's good to be back. Hope everybody had a good holiday season and now are refreshed and revitalized and ready for the new year. I'm doing well and looking forward to an exciting year of tennis Tennishackery ahead.
Absolutely, yes. We have some wonderful announcements for you to make which we will do as we go along. So please, again, welcome to episode number 18, the first of the new year of 2025. Uh, Again, I will launch straight into the marketing spiel. Thank you for your continued attention, whether on any of the platforms that we are at. At Tennis Hackery with a Y is our social media handle. You can find us on Facebook, X, Instagram. Instagram is one of the places where we post pretty regularly. We are pretty big on Instagram. We love that. The video version goes on YouTube. The audio version goes to Spotify. Uh, please like, share, subscribe, comment, and post us reviews on all these platforms. It really helps us grow and continue the engagement that we have with our audience and tailor the content and listen to your feedback, positive or negative, and you know uh, change our content, improve upon our content accordingly. So, with that said, Soham, should we make? I'll cede the floor to you for the announcements.
Yeah, I think we had just want to say, 2024 was a groundbreaking year for us at Tennis Tennishackery. We started the whole initiative with the objective to bring wholesome tennis um, to our viewers, to our potential, people who are associated with Tennis Tennishackery down the road. And we started with a series of podcasts that we did last year. And like Tarun said, we got a lot of appreciation for the variety of content that we um, brought out to our audience, and definitely we appreciate all kinds of feedback. We we saw the subscription for YouTube, Spotify, and obviously social media platforms increase with time, and we are grateful for all of that, and we hope to expand further this year actually. So 2024 was a great year, and it's just a start. We have bigger things in store for us this year. And like Tarun said, was the announcement, right? So from the very first episode, I was just talking to Tarun before we started our episode today that
Yeah,
we mentioned about the tech guy being lazy or whatever.
missing
And
in action. Yeah.
right, but in the background, while we were recording all of her podcast since from March to December, we were actually figuring out our vision and objective on what we want Tennis Acre to stand for and what we want to give back to our the folks associated with Tennis Acre. So we are working very hard in the background, and one of our key goals was to launch our website before the end of the year, which thankfully we accomplished. Thanks to a lot of work by Tarun and myself, and definitely some credit we should also give to Craig Lazarchik and Alex Porta, who are not here today, unfortunately, but they're with us in spirit. So we are able to launch the website tennishackery.com. Please check it out. It's got pretty much a combination of the podcast that we have since our launch, but also it gives you a flavor of the services that we aim to provide to our potential people who are associated with Tennis Hackery. And please do take a look at the services, because we are building in the background a lot of the stuff, and we hope to launch a few things this year. So we are very excited about that, and definitely in terms of and Tarun can say a few words about this. Um, Please share or submit your videos. And our team is experienced. Certainly, Craig and Alex, who are full-time tennis
Top
directors
coaches,
doing
yes.
this,
Yeah. Yep.
and Alex being having been on the pro tour before, we are here to help. You know, player, players of all ages, kids, teenagers, adults, uh, men or women, improve your tennis game from a very wholesome angle. So, Tarun, why don't you share a few things about some of the offerings that we have, and how we want to engage with our potential, I guess, clients.
Absolutely. So, thanks Soham for that announcement. So, the launching the website was a very big milestone for us. We just managed to do it, scraping towards the end of 2024. But that was a big goal that we set, and I'm glad to have accomplished it. And thanks Soham for the continued teamwork. So on the services front, like we mentioned, our tagline has always been fundamentals, fitness, and the mind game, and how they tie together to make a wholesome tennis player. Because tennis is not just about one of these aspects. All these aspects have to be trained well. So we believe that uh, using technology, analytics as tools wherever they make sense. We believe in helping people achieve their tennis goals. So, for instance, we would like to do match analysis for both individuals and teams, no matter what your levels are. Tag us, whether you have a Swing Vision video or a YouTube video or whatever. Tag us or just directly message us at Tennishackery on any of the socials. If you'd like to email us, you can email tennishackery@gmail.com or hello@tennishackery.com. We'll be sure to respond to you with the feedback, suggestions for improvement, and hopefully, if you a continued relationship. We are also planning uh, coaching consultations, online coaching consultations. Now, this is very different from uh, yeah, the run-of-the-mill coaching consultations, where online consultations. Basically, what we'd like to do is we'd like to have the whole thing has to be informed by data and analytics. So we believe that by doing this, we can compare performances. So we set goals, and then we say that, okay, if you want to improve a certain part of your game, which we found by analyzing your match videos, we go and suggest some interventions, and we go to a point B, and then we measure again. Did that help? Did that work? If did that not work, why did it not work? So this is a continuous process of this feedback loop, and we hopefully we can do this and continue a relationship with a player or with a team. This is not just about players, it's also about teams. Maybe you are a USTA team, maybe you want to make a play for nationals. So
Thanks,
yeah,
Tarun, for bringing that up. I think
yeah,
that's the
yeah,
concept, right? We just don't want to
yes,
make this
yeah,
individuals,
right,
but teams. And I just want to add to
yes,
the great stuff that Tarun said is, we really believe that sports is inching closer to using more and more data-driven uh,
right,
technology, and the way we prepare
right,
uh, for our next matches or whatever, or the way we practice is a lot of it is data driven, because there are patterns, right?
right,
And data will help us analyze patterns, give feedback and recommendation that can only help you improve in various parts of the game, which is not just fundamentals like Tarun mentioned, but also from mindset perspective, from fitness,
right,
and definitely strategy. So we are here for you as our team, um, to use data to help, but also it's not just data. There's also an element of human touch, in the sense that
yes,
we have experienced coaches who've actually played at a pretty high level,
right,
and they can also guide and be mentors to help you, just not, yeah, of course, a lot of it is data, like I said, but it's like strategy, right? how do you win matches? Part of it is data, but part of it is also like figuring things out where data is just a tool.
Yes.
But you have to do a lot of the thinking on the spot.
Right.
Sometimes you don't have all the data, right, to make
Yep.
decisions. So it's a combination of both. We believe that we are using data as a tool, but it's not the be all end all.
Yes, absolutely. And it's not just that. We are also trying to launch some premium content, webinars, things like that, where we want to gather interest from, perhaps parents, parents of juniors who might be interested in, getting more information and more actionable advice on the whole tennis improvement journey. Different ages and stages. Uh, Perhaps you are a USTA team, perhaps you're a junior team tennis team, singles, doubles, things like that. So we really want to create a lot of content around these topics, and then share it with the world. So we're really excited for the journey ahead in 2025. This is going to be a big year, and then we'll see how things shape up, and definitely help. Definitely appreciate your engagement and support.
Absolutely. And just to add, like there's also the way we operate is we also want to help like kids setting up a portfolio for their trying to get into college for tennis, because a lot of
Yeah.
the kids that we teach, their ambition is to, hey, I want to get scholarship into one of the top tennis programs in the United
Yeah. Or
States,
just
right?
get into tennis programs. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah.
I think we will help. Tennishackery will help create that portfolio of which showcases your talent, the whole set of like toolbox of your tennis skills that you have, and your games and videos and analysis that can help you get into top tennis programs. So we are there for you. We are here to serve you, and certainly we look forward to working with a lot of great individuals and teams, men and women. So, and to add one other thing is, we plan to have newsletters for our subscribers, which will give you a summary, a high level summary of what's happening in Tennishackery world. And please do subscribe to us through our website, and all subscribers will have access to the newsletters so that you're all up to date. And of course, if you have any questions, any queries, if you want to be part of our podcast, please email us, because we are open to answering all your questions, and open to having more and more guests
And conversations. Yes,
in
totally. Yeah.
conversations, anything tennis related. And we are extremely excited for the journey ahead this year.
And before I forget, I also wanted to mention that we are also on the Apple Podcast Store. So if you go to the Apple Podcast um, on your podcast app and search for Tennis Hackery, you will find us there. Um, so we launched there only early, like a week back, and the way it is that you can find Tennis Hackery, the audio versions, which I mean, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and the audio versions are my favorite. You can listen to it in the car or while walking and things like that. So we are there on the Spotify and on the Apple Store, and we are also looking at joining other podcasting platforms so that we can have maximum reach. So pretty
I,
excited for stuff for 2025.
I have a question which could be like an FAQ, right?
Mhm.
Uh, and this one's for Tarun. Tarun, can you tell our viewers, are we an AI coach for tennis? Because some people may be confused, and I want you to answer that question. You're the tech guy.
Well, and AI is only as good as the humans who train it. Is all that. So we are definitely not going to. We are going to be using AI and technology, AI as a tool for sure. So um, because it just helps us exploit efficiencies at scale. Speed certain things up. Deal with a huge volume at scale. For instance. One of the things that we really want to do is understand this the serve and return parts of tennis. Now there is an analytical aspect of it, and there's a biomechanical aspect of it. We feel that AI can be applied to this, analyzing what an optimal serve is for a given person, not necessarily comparing a person to, I don't know, Federer or somebody and say and how to move a serve from this technique to that technique, but tailored to a given person's. And then, so a lot of these analysis, these comparisons, tracking it over time, these efficiencies can be definitely, I wouldn't say solved, but it would be helped by using AI tools. And we're definitely exploring things like that so that it would really help improve the discourse around the game and improve the way the improvement process itself. I mean, anything like, because we are in the age of AI, like it or not, and if we don't move with the times, we will be left behind. So there you go. That's what I believe we should be doing.
Thank
Yeah.
you for that. Maybe I'll throw in a few more FAQ type questions, which
Yeah.
might be beneficial for some of our listeners and viewers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as so that was one. Um, if I think of others, I will
Yeah.
definitely ask you in this episode. But
Yeah.
Tarun, I know you wanted to. We are both
Hey,
very
Soham, before that, a
yeah,
question
yeah,
for you, Soham.
yes,
So, how, I know we talked about team aspect of tennis.
yes.
So, what do you think are the challenges to coach teams? And I know you have taken lots of teams pretty high into the USTA postseason, like sectionals and stuff like that. So, the thing that I always wanted to ask you was, with the services that we are offering, we've said openly that we are going to be uh, we are open to assisting teams. So where do you think we can make a difference in terms of the team aspect of coaching?
I think one of the key areas where we can use analytics and video and video analysis and all of that is to strategically come up with you know there's singles and doubles in USTA tennis, right?
Right,
And
right.
one of the issues with certain teams who sometimes are not, they have a lot of talented players, but they're not going deep in the
Yeah,
USTA kind of format, is because they're unable to figure out, especially in doubles, who the right partners are for
yeah,
the doubles partners. So I
correct.
think we definitely can help strategize, like who should person A partner with based on complementary skill sets, for example.
Yeah,
And I think strategy wise, that's actually very essential
yeah,
when you're playing, because in certain levels, the number of doubles lines in USTA tennis is actually more than singles. So if you
yeah,
think about uh, tactics,
yeah,
strategy, you probably want to focus a lot on your doubles,
yeah,
making sure that all of your doubles teams are strong. They comp like the partners complement each other. Obviously, you need depth for any
yeah,
team, and I think we can definitely help in that regard. Um, some teams struggle with finding out who is the right person for another person, right, to play with,
yeah,
especially in
yeah,
double. So I
yeah,
think that's a challenge for some, but some teams have cracked that code because
yeah,
they do tons of practice sessions, they do a lot of their own analytics, but we can definitely help
yeah,
build like potential, national level, like
yeah, lineups. Yeah,
potentially like national level caliber teams.
yeah, yeah,
So
and
that's
and
the area where
practice
we can.
sessions, right? I know some teams. Uh, their practice sessions leave much to be desired, right? It's just random practice, right?
Yeah, I
So
don't think
if
that works
yeah,
actually. I
yeah,
think
yeah,
from my recent experience in like captaining USCA teams, I think you have to identify like certain partnerships that work. I'm talking about doubles, and you kind of have to be consistent and stick with it. Like
yeah,
you win and lose, but you can't give up on certain teams because you
yeah,
know that at the end of the day, there is chemistry when certain two players play with each other, that you have to have trust.
yeah,
And it's very, very important to be consistent and continue to practice and just keep playing.
Yep, yep. For those of you who are interested, I will plug in the episode we did, episode number 12 with Will Boucek from at the Tennis Tribe. He had some excellent, excellent tips and suggestions for the strategy side of doubles in tennis. So we'll definitely link that in the show notes. Uh, so
Yeah, so thanks for asking that question. I
yeah,
think
yeah,
definitely there are various use cases
yeah,
for where we can add value as
yeah,
Tennishackery,
yeah,
and certainly for teams. It's USTA level. USTA tennis is competitive at all levels, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
everybody is trying to make a push for nationals because that's something very prestigious. And I think we have with the use of like data driven uh, philosophies. I think we can definitely make an impact and
yeah.
add a lot of value to teams. Of course,
Well said.
singles tennis as well, right? I mean, it's not just about doubles. Singles tennis, there's a lot of stuff,
Yeah,
that we can talk about, and I think it will take another episode to talk about
yeah, yeah,
dissect.
yeah, yeah,
Like, I think we did kind of an episode where I played a tournament, and we looked at some of the snapshots from that, and
yeah.
then just imagine, like, if you dissect an entire match, how much, and then look at it from a strategic level, because
Right.
video analysis is actually really, really important, right?
Yep,
At the end of
yep.
the day, like a postmortem of your match using video and data, it can be very powerful.
Right, right. And not only that, I think we've also seen, we've all experienced teams which dominated their local league phase,
Hmm.
but once they get to sectionals, uh, they struggle. Not just in terms of the level of competition, but the depth in their squad, how they construct their lineups. And sometimes they probably do it suboptimally, how to schedule certain players, things like that. So yes, I think there is a lot of things that value that we could bring to that. So yeah,
Absolutely. So
yeah,
yeah, like these are all great questions, and I think
yeah,
I encourage all our listeners and viewers, like I already mentioned earlier, to check out our website. And again, if you have any questions, if you want to discuss further, just email us. You know our contact details. It's also on our website. Just send us a message, and I think Tarun, you can mention it at the end of the show too.
yeah, yeah.
Um, we are really, really looking forward to hearing some stuff, some feedback from you guys. It will only help us get better.
Right. On that note, let's switch topics. Let's New Year. So it's the first slam of the year, Australian Open. So what are you excited about, Soham? Have you seen the draws? What are your thoughts?
I've seen the draw. It's always exciting that the Grand Slams are really like something you look forward to.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, the intensity, the level of play, the excitement.
yeah,
It's always great. This is too bad that there is a big break between Australian Open and French.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I want to see. Off-season training is big, right? Like,
yeah,
there are controversies and stuff that's been happening. So I'm curious to see how certain people perform. I mean, Yannick Sinner had a fantastic year last year, and I
yeah,
know that there's some controversy surrounding him. I
yeah,
want to see how he's able to cope with that. He's a great player. I really like him, and I really hope that all this
yeah,
substance stuff
yeah,
doesn't really weigh heavily on him, on his
yeah,
mind. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's an upset, if he's upset by someone you don't expect. I am curious also to see how certain a bunch of these Americans who are doing well in terms
yeah.
of the rankings perform. Um, and I think, of course, there's Alcaraz. I think the bottom half of the draw is, for men's at least, is
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah, it's Zverev
uh,
and Alcaraz. Yep.
I'm very curious to see how Novak does. Australian Open is like his home field,
Yep.
home court, and now he's teaming up with Andy Murray, who he has beaten like several times in the finals over here. So it's going to be exciting. There's some, and then Nick is back, and then of course the big serving Pericard. Uh,
Yes.
there,
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Fritz versus Pericard. I believe they could meet in the second or the third round. So
actually
that's
the
going to be fun.
first round is Monfils versus Pericard, the two
Yes.
Frenchmen,
Yes, yes.
and
Yeah.
Monfils just won a tournament
Yeah.
uh, from the brink of defeat.
Yeah.
He was able to win the last tournament, I think Auckland in New
Yeah.
Zealand. So looking forward to the men's. Women's, I don't know. I feel like I think Craig had mentioned in a previous episode, he feels that there is a big three now with
Yeah.
Sabalenka,
Totally.
Swiatek, and Coco Gauff.
Yes.
I also
I
feel
think
like if
Coco
we
Golf
were
he
to,
mentioned is yeah. So yeah, definitely Coco Golf. Yeah, but I don't know. She didn't have a very good ending of the year last year, so hopefully she can pull it back. So
yeah, I'm curious. I mean, I usually for women's, I just feel like there are a bunch of upsets that happen
mhm.
more than men. So
Yeah,
I tend to focus like quarterfinal onwards for women's, but I pay attention to the men's a little bit more. But
yeah,
I think in doubles, sorry, I'm just going to bring up doubles. I'm looking forward to how Kyrgios and Kokonakis play, because they're actually former champions at the Australian
yeah,
Open in doubles.
yeah. That was a
And
fun run they had. Yeah, two,
women's
3 years back.
doubles, yeah, they did. Women's doubles, I haven't really seen the draw, but I'll probably,
Mm,
I'm actually since our talk with Will,
mhm.
I'm actually really curious to watch doubles. Now I've been watching USTA level doubles, playing some doubles
Yeah,
myself, and our great conversation with Will Boucek, episode 12. Please do listen to it if you haven't. Um, it opened up a lot of new like so many things in doubles that you can analyze, right? So I'm one of the things for me is I'm going to be paying attention to some of the doubles matches a little bit more. It's pretty
yeah,
exciting, whether it's
yeah.
women's or mixed. So in terms of Tarun, like who are you who do you feel will do well, who you feel will may not live up to their expectation, any dark horses, any potential surprises?
Well, on the women's side, one of the players that I'm looking forward to and is Madison Keys. Look, I saw her play. I saw the final, the Adelaide Open, which was one of the precursor to the Australian Open, and she took out Pegula in the finals. Like it was crazy. The I mean, the last two, 3 games just flashed by. She was hitting big. So it looks like she was in the zone, serving big and returning big, Sabalenka style. So I don't know. So in the Serve Tennis podcast, which we really love and follow, um, John Wattenheimer had talked about that he is very bullish on how Madison Keys would do in this Open. So let's see how it goes. So she has been a semifinalist of slams multiple times before, I think. So you never know. So if she can have a very good run,
So she's your
uh,
dark horse.
she's the dark horse. But I mean, I will follow her games because it'll be exciting tennis. It'll be like big hitting. So we'll see. And of course, Sabalenka. I mean, she's Sabalenka and Coco Gauff. Hopefully, they will have a very good run, and we'll see if they meet deep into the slam.
What about the men's?
On the men's side, Sinner, I think it'll be very difficult to beat Sinner. And my dark horse is Zverev. He has been doing very well in the past couple of years. I know a lot of people say that, oh, he's like multiple slam finalists, he chokes, and he cannot put a sequence of 3, 4 matches, 5 set matches together. But perhaps now is the time he gets things right. I mean, he's a very good player. Like the backhand has always been solid. The serve has improved, so he just needs to put the sequence of matches together to. I mean, there's a reason why he's second seed in this tournament. So we'll see how he does. very excited to see Giovanni Pericard. I mean, I saw his couple of his matches like leading to the Australian Open. He has two huge serves. I mean, the first serve is like 140, the second serve is between 120 and 130. So he doesn't care. He just blasts the serve. I mean, but whether he can keep it up for 5 sets, 7 match, I mean, we're not like we don't think he's going to win the whole thing, but it's very difficult to string a sequence of matches with such big hitting. So we'll see how he does. How about you? Any dark horses that you see?
I don't know about dark horses. I'm just excited to see Kane
Yeah.
Nishikori back. I
Nice. Yeah.
really like that guy.
Yeah.
It's good to see him back,
Yeah.
and of course, Pericard. I
Yeah.
think he has an exciting game. A bunch of youngsters like Arthur Phils.
Yes. And
He's
the Brazilian kid who won the next gen final,
Fonseca.
Fonseca. And
Definitely. I was coming
uh,
to him. He was the
yeah,
next
yeah,
person
yeah,
on my mind. Fonseca is
yeah.
going to be a future star for sure.
Future star for sure. Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, I saw some of his matches during the ATP next gen.
mhm.
He was blasting winners from way behind the court. I mean, he really unloads on the forehand. I mean, it's quite incredible to watch. Very strong, but yeah, I mean, very initial parts of his career. So we'll see. It's a long journey. Let's see if he can how he does.
And also the usual suspects, right? Like you got Alcaraz, Sinner. Um, I like you said, I think Sasha, he's
Yep,
talented,
yep,
but I wonder, can he, like you said, can he perform
yeah,
at critical moments, right?
yep,
I
yep.
think definitely. I still think Sinner is tough to beat. I think,
Mm,
of course, a lot of it is mental, right? Physically, he's outstanding. So is Alcaraz.
yep.
I'm always gonna say I'm looking forward to Sinner versus Alcaraz.
Yeah, yeah, and also you already referenced the Americans. I think some of the Aussies are pretty good too. The Diminor, he's I think eighth seed, and
Yes,
Popperin, he had a good run in the US Open last year. So I'm hoping that he'll have some good local support. So be some fun matches to watch.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And gonna ask you the tricky question now, Tarun.
Hmm.
Who's gonna be the champion on the men's and women's?
I know I'm going to get it wrong. So I what I if I have to predict, I'd like to predict on the men's side we will get a new champion. So I don't know. It could be one of the Americans. Who knows? Tommy
Taylor
Paul,
Fritz.
maybe Fritz Paul. I don't know. So I would like to see a new champion. And there is also a big thing at stake for Alcaraz. If he wins the Aussie Open, I think he'll complete the career slam. So
Oh,
one of each. So there'll
that's
be some pressure on him. At least. I mean, it's really not real pressure, but of course, is that expectation. So be interesting.
so you haven't made any picks.
Yep.
You got to pick one.
Um, if I have to pick, I will take a left field pick. I'll probably go with Fritz or Paul.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not as adventurous as you.
And I'm very confident of my picks because I know I'm wrong. So we'll see.
I think uh I think I'm gonna pick I think I'm just gonna go with Alcaraz.
Mhm.
Uh it would be nice to see him complete the
Yeah.
slam.
Yeah.
So
And
for
on the
what about
women's side,
women?
women's side, I think it might be more predictable. I think s- either Goff or Sabalenka, in my opinion, but we'll see.
Just to be a contrarian, I'm just gonna say Iga. And you know
Mhm.
that I'm not a big fan of Iga.
Mhm.
But I'm just saying that just because I want to have a different pick from
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I thought I was being a contrarian on the men's side, but
I
yeah.
know, I know. So
Yeah.
you have the American boys on the men's. You have Coco or Sabalenka in the women's. I pick Alcaraz on the men's. and I'm gonna go Iga on the women's.
Yeah, and we shall all be proved wrong. So we'll wait and watch for the next 2 weeks. Yeah,
May the best player win.
yeah. The best player. May the player who plays the best wins. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yeah. Which
To
is
be absolutely like politically correct and diplomatic.
yes. And by the way, I wanted to mention that please do get the Australian Open app. It's pretty cool. Like you can set the schedules and tag your favorite players, and it'll let you know when the matches are starting. So I usually do this for every slam. Very helpful.
And one other question for you, Tarun. What was your most favorite Australian Open match?
Oh, there are too many matches, but I think if I have to pick one, I would pick one of the two Djokovic Wawrinka matches. I think the 2013 match was the fourth round match was a much higher quality. The 2014 was the breakthrough stance breakthrough match. So
Right.
he's my favorite player of all time. So I think I'll
Yeah,
pick the 2013 fourth round.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I'm actually going.
thunderous hitting, thunderous ball striking. Yeah.
I'm actually going to pick a match where the result did not go my way.
Mhm.
There was a I forget what year was this. Tarun, you can correct me. Was it the 2017 or 2018 Australian Open final? Where it was Fed versus Nadal?
Yes, 2017 final.
2017, right?
Yeah, it was one for the ages. That backhand.
It
Yep.
was that match. I honestly felt I wish there was no winner. But
Yeah.
that's the nature of sports. There's
Yeah.
always one winner and one runner up, right? At,
Yeah.
at, at, at the finals. Because both of them played so well and they're both not top three or four seed.
Yeah. Yep.
So it was remarkable and it was such high level of tennis.
True.
When Nadal was up a break in the fifth set,
Yeah, we
I
all
was
thought it was over. Yeah.
I thought
Mm.
he has this.
Yeah.
And the way, as much as I'm a big Nadal fan and I'm wearing his cap too, um, that is the one match where, and I was never anti-Federer, by the way.
Mm.
I liked Federer, but I'm a pro Nadal fan, right?
Mm.
So obviously I'm rooting for Rafa. But that match changed my opinion about Fed. I started respecting him a lot more because I feel like, and I actually then rooted for him when I wasn't rooting for Rafa. When Rafa was not playing and was already out in the earlier rounds or something, and Fed was still playing, I would root for Fed
Mm.
because the way Fed played to come back in that fifth set, I have never seen someone play that amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, he was able to hit those backhands, which he used to have trouble with.
Yeah.
Uh, Nadal always had him on the backhand,
Yep.
and he was just taking it early. Some of the most amazing rallies. So Fed truly deserved it that match, and I was actually happy. Obviously I was sad that
Yeah.
Rafa did not win another slam, but I think that match shifted my,
Mhm.
it just made me respect Federer a lot more. So that for me has been one of my favorite matches.
Yeah. Nice.
And I must say
Mm.
that was one. There is another,
Mhm.
though this time when Nadal won. When he came back and beat Daniel Medvedev a few years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Yeah.
keep watching that match a lot of times when Nadal is down 2 sets and about to be down like a break or double break or something like that. The way he fought back,
Yep.
that was simply amazing. So these are the
Yeah.
two favorite matches of mine. One which Rafa lost to Fed, and the other one where Rafa beat Daniil Medvedev.
Nice. Excellent choices. Yeah.
So yeah.
And yeah, with that, I think we come to the close of episode 18. Uh, Again, I will launch the marketing spiel in the outro. So, uh, thank you for listening, watching. Um, at Tennishackery with a Y is our social media handle. Tennishackery.com is our website. So I shall include that as a part of our social media spiel as well. You can find us on X, Instagram, Facebook. The video version goes to YouTube. The audio version will go to Spotify, and it will be available on the Apple Podcast Store as well. Please, please, please like, share, subscribe, comment, review, positive comments, negative comments. You want to troll us, please troll us. We are open to feedback, and any engagement is good engagement for us. So
Yeah,
yes,
even memes.
yep, memes, yes. So again, thank you for listening and watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Absolutely. Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year. Bye bye.